take one back.
That's it. And then when you're done, just click submit, and the stream will end automatically.
Where's submit?
So when you're done, it will automatically show up.
Gotcha.
Yep. All right, good luck, guys. Why is everybody at my booth not? Hello, guys. Stop that joke. Right. So that's actually run by Rock over there. It's on all the entries, but like that on the water. You might also. It's not something that's in this spot. Why don't we go talk to Rock? Come with me, why don't you come with me? Because it's his stream, he's going to know more about it.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to have more of them. I know this Scott Nelson and John Scott are going to be pretty good. It's the platinum ball. It's not a fun place. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Unless you want to find Scott Nelson and John SCUDDER Table 1, they haven't started yet. We did already start this one. Yeah, well, let's leave it. Yeah, okay. But if you could try to get us some elites, that would be great. Love to do that. And I'll get in and make sure we do some commentary and do all that. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, for some reason. Yeah, no problem. He has my number. Some water.
Yeah, sounds good.
I saved him and Michael.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I almost got it earlier, so I'm in my booth. Probably like, Brittany's there. Let's just
He
pop
knows
over.
it. Yeah, he can just come down here. Okay.
And I guess maybe once we start.
Nice to meet you, Courtney.
Sorry,
Sorry, I thought you said Courtney.
has the stream already started? I can send out? Or?
Yep. It's right there. Scan to watch.
How do you do that? Just watch it on your own phone, or you sending it to somebody?
Yeah. My brother wants to watch it in California.
Yeah, so like if you just close out the chat, like right here, just close out the chat, and then you'll share button. There you go.
Yeah, so open up your camera. And then it'll show like a link. Right there, just click on that.
Yeah. And then where's the share?
So close this out. Hit the share button. Copy the link. Or you can copy it to Facebook.
Copy link. My brother is on Facebook.
Good luck. Oh, okay.
You want a flip or you want a leg? I don't have a quarter, so you
Neither do I. Oh, 30 minutes. 27 plus. Oh. Nice. My job is done. At least until the next round. Oh, Mr. Romulan? Yeah, pretty good.
Okay, so we have a question. Remember that thing was wrong?
6 referees on the floor.
So
CCS.
I'm playing tennis, and it was slow ball on high ball. I go to the table, I forget. I caught one of the small balls. I caught a second low ball. And then he notices what happened. No, like my
I'm not sure it's
so what about BCA?
CCS had a rule one time that
You would switch.
you would switch, but it's not never cross words.
Okay. So
Get the long ball first.
but if nobody notices, and then say I drop all of his balls on the last one, I drop the last ball, and he can then go, that's a foul?
See, I was right.
Thank you.
Okay, tell Rod that he owes me 10 bucks.
What? All right, guys. We're ready to go. We got another A-side platinum singles matchup for you guys on the EvoSports Network. We got Scott Nelson versus John Scudder. This is a classic Northwest matchup right here. John Scudder coming in at a 6'08" Fargo. Scott Nelson is 6'19". This is going to be a really, really good race. Race to 6. And these guys are both still on the A side. I think they're down to the final 4 of the A side right now. And this is Patrick Nixon. I've got Ben Renteria here as my co-commentator in the booth. Welcome, Ben. Oh, there you go.
Well, thank you, and happy to be here. These are really 2 really good players. These guys play really, really well, and it's going to be an exciting match to watch. Basically, it boils down to who makes the least amount of mistakes, and getting a roll or two, and who hits some good shots.
Yeah, a little different style too from these players. So it's going to be an interesting match to watch. Certainly, Scudder coming in with his single piece of equipment. He's got 1 cue. I love it. John Scudder, he travels light. He brings 1 cue. It's his break cue. It's his shooting cue. And he doesn't have a jump cue. He's old school.
He is old school.
No carbon fiber, no glove, no equipment, no jump cue, none of that stuff. He just says, I'm going to beat you with my 1 maple cue. That's all I need. So Scott Nelson right off the bat with this open break, electing to use the bridge to get that 6 ball. He wants the 6 first. So that really kind of opens up some options for him.
Is he going to come back for the 2, do you think? Or he just gets the 2 on the side?
He looks like he wanted to, but
Right.
I don't know if that's going to be his option now. He's certainly got the option on the 3 or the 5 or the 7 or 1, I believe, as well.
The 7 might be pretty tight, and that 7 could be a problem ball for him. And it might go, I'm not sure. I know the 1 goes. I think I would look at the 1 right now and see what I could do with the 7. I'm not really sure if you can do a whole lot.
Yeah. And we are coming to you live from Lincoln City, Oregon for the Western BCA 8-Ball Championships. And you are watching this on the EvoSports live stream platform. The players have a tablet at their table. They're running the stream for us. We don't have to do anything but sit here and talk to you guys and commentate a little bit. So Scott opened up a little bit there with that 4-ball and bumping the couple of stripes out of the way a little bit. So he might have he might have made the position a little bit easier for the run out here. But you always want to start your set with a break and run. You set the tone early, get your opponent a little bit off balance. You want to make sure that they are aware that you're here to play. And you're not messing around.
It's just huge, A lot of people think, it's just the beginning of the match and it's really not that big of a deal. But every game's huge, and especially if you can set this, set the tone and let your opponent know you're there to play.
Yep.
And he better bring his game up or he's going to be in trouble. That 7 went in the side pocket.
Yep. Now everything's good. I say 3-ball next just because of where that 10-ball had rolled to. I think you want to take the 3-ball out now. What do you think? Is he going 5 or 3?
He's going 5.
Going 5.
But he hit it pretty good.
Yeah, he did. He came in and out of that little window.
He might have wanted to be, 8 inches shorter than that, but I think he's fine. Keep your head down, you're fine. You're just coming off the rail.
That 10-ball is just a big ball, right? It's just it's right in your way for position.
Well, I think you just come off the rail with just straight top and you get the 2-ball. But you might not get perfect on that 2. We'll see what happens here. See how good he hits it.
Yeah.
He's just straight top English.
Just like that. Beautiful shot.
Wow. Okay. He came to play. Let's see if he can draw this ball back and get an 8 in the corner. Should be able to.
And I'm not sure how straight he is. Yeah, he is using draw.
Yeah, he's got a little angle, a little bit. Wow.
All right. Look at that's picture perfect. He could not have placed it better with ball in hand. No. And that's a break and run to start the set. Scott Nelson is here to play.
Yes, he is.
The winner of this match will go on to play in the hot seat match. So this is a big one when you're down to the final 4 and you have the opportunity to get to that hot seat match. That's super important because once you get to that hot seat match, you're guaranteed a minimum of 3rd place.
Right. And that's what we were talking about earlier. It's getting to that final 4 in the winner's bracket is just so huge. It's just huge. You're still okay if you lose this, but the road is a little tougher. That's for sure. But this is big. I mean, to win it, to win this one, you put yourself in a great position.
Just got some news from one of my business partners that Taiwan was just hit with a pretty large-scale earthquake. So hopefully his family and everybody over there in Taiwan is safe and sound.
Yeah,
this happened just recently.
6.5 is pretty big.
Yeah, just 20 minutes ago. So anyway, didn't know you were going to get breaking news as well as pool commentary, but we do it all over here at the EvoSports booth. All right, so what do you like here? This is a big mess here. So John Scudder with a break, and he does not have as open of a look as. Did you happen to notice if he was doing the second ball break on that one or the head ball?
I think
I wasn't noticing.
I was not either, and I apologize for that. I do think though, if he's looking at those stripes, which he has that is it the ball down the rail, or he has the 6 in the side if he wants to take solids. Now that 11 ball, if he takes stripes, it looks like is that a 12 ball he's looking at right now?
Yeah, well, the one that's by the cue ball, that's
Right.
the 15
It's
right
a 15.
here.
Okay,
That's the
it is
15 ball.
15. Okay.
Hey, and I think he can get to the 2 here.
I think he can break it out here, but
what are you going
will
to
he
be
have
left with?
yeah,
Yes,
right. So
that's the question.
okay, so he's not going to yet. He's going to be.
Are you
he's
sure?
Going to be a little patient. He's going to shoot the 5.
I know,
Yeah.
but he's got the angle to go to the 2.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking
Well,
for.
he
here.
might like that because it leaves the 1 if he doesn't hit it too hard for a shot.
So he does break out the 2. Does he get shape? I don't think
He
so.
did not. He shot a little too hard and didn't get on the 1.
That was the problem with that shot.
Yes, it was.
Is you could break out the 2 and then not have a shot, and now you're in a big trouble because.
Yes.
So I was happened to talk to John outside. We were hanging out before the match, and he said, I'm gonna stick with my game plan. I said, well, what is your game plan? He goes, I'm gonna safe the shit out of him. That's what he said. So
he's gonna get behind the rail and get up behind the 8.
I think so. Well, you got to watch. You got to make sure you don't sell out anything on the 11. That would be a very touchy safety to play. Oh, he's going to get behind. He is a master at these. He's a master at that. In my opinion, at this level, around the 600 level, there is nobody better at the safety play than John Scudder.
Right now, I'm not going to argue that because he hit that shot really well.
Yeah, I've seen him do that a lot. Well played,
really
and he gets the 2 ball out of trouble. So
he does. He gets that. Yeah, right. He does do that also.
Multitasking. He did two good things. Got the 2 ball out of trouble, and got the cue ball in trouble.
It looks like Scott is going to have to go rail first and try that 9 ball up in the corner. He's pointing straight at it, but I just can't believe he can make a direct hit and make that 9 in the corner. No, he can't.
That was awesome. Whatever you said to them.
It's like a mini jump here.
Let's see. I'm not sure what he's got. He
did have it.
Maybe he did. Wow.
I didn't think he had that opportunity.
It did look like he was kind of jacked up a little bit, so maybe he put a tiny bit of swerve on it just to kind of
he might have
get over the edge of that ball.
Like a 16th or an 8th or something like that. Yes.
Yeah. Now you're talking like a contractor, 16th of an inch.
And that I am. It's in my blood, can't help it.
No, it's it's funny because there's so many good pool players are also in the trades, right?
Sure.
And you hear that all the time, 16th of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, or,
sure,
because that's how you guys measure your.
Sure. We even go to an 1/8 plus or an 1/8 minus.
Yeah. Yeah. They always say when you're doing carpentry, measure twice, cut once, and that's the same in pool.
That's right.
Measure twice, cut once. What's he doing here? Is that cut to the? Is that going to cut to
I think
the
he's
side?
cutting his. I think he is.
No, he's going to try
he's just trying to make his ball.
Look at this, and he blocks him from the 15. That's great.
Yes, he gets that also.
So this is we're seeing the classic John Scudder pool right now. He's playing his game. He's playing the long game. He's like, I don't have to run out the rack to beat you.
It looks like here, if Scott can hit that 13 on the right-hand side, go 1 rail, maybe 2, and get it behind that 11, he's going to be sitting pretty good.
All right, I'm going to try to draw it up for you. I think I know what you're talking about. So he wants to come here,
go to the right,
then here,
and then if he can go up there here, and then back and behind that would be the ultimate.
Right in here. Is that
is something close is still pretty good though. I think it's going to work even if it's not perfect.
Yeah. Ooh, I was looking at that scratch. I think he was kind of looking for what you were doing. I think he hit that just too thin.
Little too thin, yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Is that 3 ball cut in the side, do you think, Patrick?
I think it's a good possibility that it does. It's impossible for us to know for sure, but I do believe.
So I think he can roll that down and get it, and come back up and not get to the 15, I think it is, over on the rail.
I think he can get in this
Yes,
position here.
right in that area there, and then he's
See if he-
out. If he
See if he gets to my circle here. What do you think, Ben? You think he's going to land in my circle?
I think he will.
I like having the circle on there just to see how.
Okay, little much, but he's fine.
Yeah.
He's
In fact,
fine.
it's actually
it's
better.
perfect.
It's even better.
It is better actually.
'Cause it leads you nicely to get close on the 2, and
All of us pool players that can play, decent. We like those inside cuts.
Yeah.
We love those.
yeah,
We're very comfortable with that.
Yep,
And
it's
it
a
comes
wonderful
right back
shot.
to his 2. All he has to do is stop it when he makes the 2, and he's out
Right.
on the 8.
watch outside pocket. Watch outside pocket.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. You never want to scratch. You never expect to scratch at that angle, but it happens so often, when you're coming into shape like that.
Right. I just don't know that you needed to use top right, though. I think you could have just used, because it had a right spin. So
Well,
I think
yeah, because he had anywhere in here, he had this
anywhere.
huge area where he was
Just-
going to be golden on the 2. He
Yes.
didn't have to be. He didn't have to be.
No,
like
he was
here.
trying to bounce
In
it off
fact,
the
he
rail.
didn't want to be on the rail because then that would have taken him away
Well,
from the
I
eagle.
think he's trying to bounce off the rail and come out a little bit, but why? Why not just let it flow? Is all you
Right.
had to do there. So let
Right.
it flow.
Yeah.
And for a lot of pool players out there, keep that in mind. Let it flow. Let the cue ball flow, because when you do that, you generally come out a lot better if you just let it flow the way it's giving you. The
Yeah,
table's
just
giving
take
you.
the natural,
Right.
the natural roll.
Exactly. Take the natural
There's
roll.
nothing
let it flow.
easier.
My thing is, my name for it is just let it flow. That's,
Yeah.
we all have our little different things we say to ourselves. And that's one of mine. Just let it flow.
There's nothing easier than following the natural path of the cue ball. That is the
Exactly.
easiest shot in pool because you don't have to do anything to it. Really.
Right.
And I think that was a situation
Right. And again, I think you did that to me a few times last night.
Who?
You. When
Me?
you beat me.
there. Oh,
No, you
Try
shot
to-
well. You shot
I
well.
do. I try to keep it simple
Sure.
because I'm not the best player. But if I can, I know that if I'm playing good, it means I'm keeping it simple.
Right.
That's usually when I'm playing my best.
right. Keeping it simple, not having to hit balls hard.
Yeah. And not getting into positions where you have to put a ton of spin
Mhm.
and go a bunch of rails. Sometimes you have to, but
Right. And well, sometimes you get left out.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not up to you, and you have to be able to pull that off, but you don't want to have to do that too much because pool is going to get you. The odds are going to get you in the end.
Now here,
So you want to play well.
I'm going top. I'm going
Top left.
top left. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, he's not going to take that ball.
Well,
That's
I
interesting.
think with the 8 there, I think you can almost go either way with the
Okay.
8 sitting as easy as it is.
Yeah.
But I think I might have gone to where you liked also.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at this,
I was too. I think-
position to get on the 11,
Mhm.
but you're right. He did. He played it the right way. This is
Well,
much smarter.
I think the 8 wasn't a problem, so I think you could do it either way, and
Normally, you
I-
don't
I-
want. You normally you don't want that ball to be your setup ball for the 8.
right.
And
No, you
so-
don't. No, you don't. And that's why I agreed when you first said to take that ball. I agree with that. And I think in this situation, you could take both, but sometimes,
Yeah.
it might bite you at the end sometimes.
So that was a big mistake by John, giving up ball in hand there.
Mhm.
Because the first rack he couldn't do anything. The second rack he can blame on himself. You know what I mean? Like you can't feel bad about the first one. The guy broke and ran on you. What are
Right.
you going to do? Second one, you played a great safety game. You did all the hard work. You got where you needed to be to win the rack, and you made the error. And those are the ones that kind of they hurt. They sting a little bit.
Right.
It doesn't never stings me when somebody breaks and runs on me because I didn't do it.
Right.
I can't do it. What am I going to curse the pool gods, or something, but, when I do something like that, like scratching the side, when I have the guaranteed out, yeah, that stings.
Yes.
And it brings the temperature up in the room about 10 degrees. If you weren't hot before, you're starting to sweat a little bit.
Oh boy.
And I think I saw John just wiping his brow there. I think he is getting a little hot. He looks a little
Right.
red.
Well,
doesn't he?
what he needs to do though, he needs to forget about that and get on with the match.
Yeah.
And don't worry about
It's
what
easy
happened.
to
It's
say
over
that.
with.
We all
I
say
know.
that, but it's so easy to say, but it's so hard to forget about that quickly.
It is. I know.
But athletes will always tell you that. You got to have a short memory.
That's right.
Because we're all gonna make those mistakes. And you know what? Scott's also a human, and Scott
Right.
also can make mistakes.
Right. Well, I've heard it before that as a pool player, you have to be almost a cornerback, a defensive cornerback in the NFL. They just gave up a touchdown, but now you have to just forget about that after that, and then maybe you get an interception. Who knows? But in pool, it happens all the time. You have to forget about it. You have to.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us here, actually, nobody in this room are pros, so we're going to make mistakes.
Yep.
Just let it go and try to learn from that mistake if you can at the time, or
Yep.
work on it later and just forget about it and just try to play solid pool.
Yeah. Like I said, easy to say.
I know.
Hard to do.
It was very easy for me to say that.
Because it's, as humans, we have emotions, right? We have feelings. And see, that's what I was saying. That Scott is also human, and he can make mistakes. And he glanced that 7 ball on his way to the 13. It was not. That was a very unusual mistake. Very unusual.
Did he glance the 7?
He glanced the 7, but it's
Okay.
still open.
Oh, it's
It's still an open
That's
table,
why
so
it's not ball
it
in
wasn't ball in hand, but it
Okay.
was still. It's like ball in hand because you're giving your opponent the first option to choose the. Oh no!
Okay. That was apprehensive.
Yeah,
It was.
I think that was what I saw there, Ben. Is I saw some deceleration,
Right.
on the follow through, and they talk about that a lot in pool. You never want to decelerate on your stroke when
Mhm.
you're following through on the ball. Follow through at the speed that you want to shoot it. Do not decelerate,
Right.
And because as soon as you do, your control gets wacky, and all kinds of bad things will happen.
Mhm.
Speaking of bad things, that was almost. He's going to be shooting over the.
He's
over the
okay.
one
It
ball.
looks like is that a 9 or? I think the 9 ball. Oh no, it's a 14.
The
12. It's a 12 ball. I can see it over there.
The 15. This is
Actually-
this is the 15 here. That's the one that I believe he has to shoot.
I'm looking at this one out
That's
here.
the
That
10.
he might be able to go straight, but I don't know. Do you want to cut that in the side and then have that other ball hit into those two?
I think the only
God, you'd rather not if you don't have to.
The only ball he has to shoot at is the 15 in the side.
I think he can take that ball straight in the corner. He can't take it in the corner. Then. Okay. See, that's why. Well, he's still got the 13. Oh, he got the shot down at the end. Does the 9 go on the side?
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't look that way.
Look
I
at
would
the
say
table.
no.
Yeah, I don't think it does either.
No, it does not.
He's coming over to take a look.
That's
Yeah.
why I was worried about taking that ball in the side.
Yeah.
If he could have shot that 9 in the corner on this last shot, I think I would have taken that because
I don't know.
you're not sure of that
I
breakout.
don't know. Yeah, Ben. I don't know that he had that.
You're not
because
sure.
I think
yeah,
you're.
I wasn't real sure either.
Honestly, I think you're right. I think that.
Uh-oh.
Well, we are seeing some mistakes here. So
Yes, we are.
the first rack was flawless from Scott Nelson in getting the break and run, and then the second rack we saw some fantastic safety play from both players, especially from John. But then after that, it's been mistake after mistake after John's scratch in the second rack.
Mhm.
And then this rack has been riddled with errors already. I think 2 errors on Scott Nelson, unforced
Right.
errors. I would call it an unforced error.
Right,
It wasn't.
sure.
It wasn't.
No, it's
There was
unforced.
nothing difficult about that, and he just took a little bit of mental focus off of that or
Right.
something.
Do you think he'll go behind the 6 here to try and hit that 12 ball? I know it's tough.
I
But
don't.
the other way, it looks even tougher.
Wait. When you say behind the 6, what do you
Yeah,
mean?
the 6 is right by the side pocket.
Oh,
Can
he's shooting this
not,
way,
He
yeah.
is going the other way. Okay.
And our camera's not going to get it for you folks at home.
We got a hit.
Yeah, he got a good hit on
got
the
a hit.
9. A good hit on the 9.
And damn good. Excuse me. Darn good leave.
And pretty good leave. Yeah. He's got not a whole lot to
Real
work
tough
with here.
knee shaker. That 3 ball cut in the side. I mean, oh gosh,
No,
that's not my favorite shot. I can guarantee you that.
Scudder's going to find a way to stick him.
Well, he can go off the rail and hit the 5 down there. maybe keep behind the 1. As long as you don't get the 10 on the side, I think you're okay, right? Or hit too hard where the 12 ball comes back into play.
If you miss that,
I think you go off the.
If you miss the 1 railer 5 in the corner, you're going to sell out. You're going to sell out the 6.
Jamie Myers, table 19.
This is a little fuzzy.
That's fine. What would it do for us?
It won't do anything for you. It might lag a little.
In how long? 2 minutes? Can you maybe start it at the end of our rack so it's less? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That's why I'm okay with you.
Yeah, so I think, honestly, from what I know about Scudder's play, he's going to find a way to be strategic about this. And, yeah, he's going to try to freeze that cue ball to the 8-12. That's what I think he's going to do. Yep. You know, I mean,
that's a good
right?
shot. I like that shot better than what I first saw because you have a lot more control.
Yeah. And
I didn't see that. And
he's keeping him off balance. You don't want to let him get in his rhythm.
Right. Well, see, that's why you and John play better than I do. You guys see those things, you know. I probably would have kicked off and hit the 5 and probably sold out.
Well,
no.
I don't know that I would have played that shot. I just know that John would play that shot, right? This is a game, and especially an 8-ball, there's so many different ways that you can approach the game, and every player has their own style, right? You know, and that's I've watched John a bunch of times, and that's just what I know about his style of play. Is I expect, and not to mention, he just told me his strategy before we came in here, that his strategy was to play really good defense when it was appropriate, and so far he is living up to that. The score should be 1-1, obviously,
right?
But
he just used that top right English or side right instead of just straight top. That's the only mistake that he's made, I believe. Let's see what he does here. Take a good shot.
And John Scudder, for those of you at home that do not know who he is the Diamond Mine. He's the owner of the Diamond Mine. And so he sells diamond tables out of the Portland area, but offers them all over to people all over the Northwest, delivery and all of that. So if you're looking for a diamond table, reach out to the Diamond Mine, John Scudder. And
actually, just about 7-8 months ago, I bought my own diamond table, 3.5 by 7 rosewood,
nice.
2021. And actually, I hired him to bring it to my house, and he did a great job. It was
beautiful.
Yeah, it's just in and out, no problem. It's a great person to work with. I mean, I didn't work, but he did, and his buddy, and they did a great job, though. Great job. It was very easy, went really smooth.
Extremely reputable, and here's another safety.
It's a very good safety.
He's not letting him breathe, right? Just do not let him.
10 ball does look like it banks. He might not have a full pocket, but I don't think he has another choice.
Yeah, he actually might be able to go off the rail off the 3 ball if he banks it over. So
that's true too.
That's his only shot.
Play a little bit, play it fat, and give yourself a bigger pocket.
Is he looking at where the cue ball is going to go here?
I think that's what he's doing right there, using ball speed to come back in that area. But with that 2 there, I don't know. That's going to be kind of tough to get right on that 9 if you do execute the shot correctly.
Yeah,
but I would go for it.
Yeah,
you know, if I'm going to bank it, I'm going to try everything I can to get the best lead for my next ball.
I don't know. Do you think maybe the 7 is blocking the part of the ball that he needs to get to bank it? It's hard to tell from our angle.
It is hard to tell
because I believe that he would have already been down on this shot because it's the only possibility, right?
That's making some sense. But now, you can also spin it with some left English off the rail, but that's not going to give you a leave. Even if you do hit that incredible shot.
Okay, so he's calling the bank. Yeah. Let's see what he can do. He might have to really. He might want to pop it with some Yeah, you know what? I think
He's trying to steal the pocket.
I think it's what I said. I think he didn't have enough of the ball, a full enough piece of it to bank it where he wanted.
And he
You
did
see
come
it?
up short.
Yeah, so
Yes,
he
he
hit
did.
the thin side of it. And it,
I think you're right.
yeah, because that's just my opinion. I think the 7 was hampering him. It was blocking the ideal point on the ball that he needed to get to bank that thing in. So John Scudder at the table, tree topped if he wants the 7, but he's taking the 3. Simply because he was tree topped over that ball. I think that's why he chose that 3. But
Okay.
it also you do want the 3 out of there because it opens up that pocket for the
yeah.
1 and the 5.
He didn't get exactly where he wants, but he has that 6. That was his bailout ball. So, but he doesn't have that anymore after this. So he's got to shoot him pretty accurate after this. His leave.
Oh, I don't understand. I don't understand that shot, Ben,
I know, I
because
know.
he rolled forward. Why not go to the bottom rail and back out again to get yourself a little closer to
Right.
work? I mean,
Right. Maybe get on that 2 in the side and really have a great chance of
he just
getting out.
He missed and he missed the 5 ball. He just
Mhm.
didn't need to be that far away. He had the opportunity to put that ball and roll this cue ball off the bottom rail and back up. He tried to hold it, and he ends up down here. He should have been ending up, somewhere up here.
I agree, and I think that's why he's not still shooting right now. Is because he played it a little different than maybe he should have.
Yeah, it's unusual mistake. He's very familiar with 7-foot diamonds, and to try to hold that ball it's an error.
It is,
in my
it is,
opinion.
and,
That's an error,
And we all try to do it sometimes, and we realize after it doesn't turn out well, we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, he's going to get punished for it here too.
I think so too, because I think that ball does go.
Well, no, I think he's going to get safetied. So I'm pretty sure that.
Oh, you think he's going to come all the way around?
No, Scott's going to play around. Scott's going to play off the 10, pocket the 5. The 10 comes up and sits right here, and you got your cue ball sitting in the pocket.
Yeah.
And now John's got no shot. You just got to make sure you don't follow in and in scratch.
Right. Just bounce that 10 off and
right?
let the 10 be your best friend.
Isn't that what you're doing here?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what you do, unless there's room.
Unless he wants to go to the right. Now, you can go to the right and go 2 rails and get down here in the coffin corner.
He might be looking at squeezing it in there.
Yeah, I said that at first. Maybe
he might be squeezing it in there. Yeah, okay.
He did,
because it did have a piece to go off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Great shot from Scott Nelson, and good job to recognize that shot was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's out, right? It's just stop shot right here. 9 ball.
He's got to use a little bit of a drag stroke though here, because this could bounce out on you to the left, which he does not want to do. So you use a little bit of a drag stroke. And
it's a stop shot.
Keep your head down.
Stop shot.
It is, yeah.
Oh, he did kind of drag it a little bit. Right. I guess he had a little angle, and I wasn't.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He had a little angle, but he's fine. You just draw this back to the rail here.
Yeah,
and just get on out.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
And another error from John Scudder costing him the rack. And he's not going to get away with too many more of those. He's got to get this thing under control.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got the break now. Yep. So Scudder with the break. Taking his single maple cue out there to do all the work for him. So, I had John Scudder on my Chalkbox stream last year sometime. He played against Jack Kiske, and they played 10-ball race to 13 or something like that. He ended up losing the match, but it was close. It was really close. And I said at the end, the difference is that when Jack got in trouble or when John played, safeties or whatever, Jack was getting out his jump cue and he was jumping over balls.
Right.
John Scudder does not have a jump cue.
Mm-hmm.
And when you in today's game, when you don't use a jump cue and you don't have one, maybe you're old school, but you're given a handicap to you're giving up a handicap because you're choosing not to use a jump cue.
Right.
And but that's his style, that's his choice. I don't judge or anything, but I do feel like you're giving up some handicap to
to your opponent
You
simply
definitely,
because
are. And
he's got a tool that you don't have.
And there's guys and gals these days, they can use that jump stick and they're so good at it.
Well, the equipment is so good nowadays.
It is a lot different.
It's not that hard,
right?
But it's kind of, for some old school players, it's the principle.
Right.
I don't think you should be jumping. I think you should learn how to kick, and all this conversation.
Right.
But the fact is, it is what it is. If your opponents are doing it to you, you have to do it back, because otherwise you're
if they're
at a
gaining an advantage from using it. I agree. Then you should also.
You have to.
I played with a guy named Merv White for a long time, and he would never use any of those. But great player, but he wouldn't use one of those. And I actually didn't care for it at first, but I realized exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself at a deficit. Why
Right.
not? Why not close that gap?
It's like you put it into carpenter terms. It's like you got an old school carpenter and says, well, "What do you need a power drill for? I've been using a screwdriver for years. You don't need a power drill."
Right.
It's like, okay, well, you're going to build your house, and I'm going to build my house, and we're going to see who finishes.
Right.
We're going to see who finishes first.
Yeah.
Up there with the
or he says, you use your electric miter saw, and I'll use my miter box.
Yeah, my miter box with a hand. Yeah, hand saw.
Yeah, the hand saw. Yeah.
Right.
He's gonna get beat.
Let's see how well that works. I had to put it into contractor terms.
Right.
For you,
Sure. Yeah. And I understood it. I understood it completely. As soon as you went there, I was on it. I was on it completely.
Always a good time having you in the booth, Ben. Thanks so much for helping out. This is great.
Oh, thanks for giving me this opportunity. I always wanted to be up here. I just, I know pool, and I probably know pool better than I shoot pool these days, but, I think I still have some time left, but we're not going to get into me. It's not about me, but thanks for the opportunity. I mean,
well, hey, you know what? Anybody that has a love and a passion for the game deserves to be in the commentary box, because that's what people want to hear. They want to hear your passion for the game.
Right,
you love it. You know a lot about it, and that's what makes good commentary anyway. So.
Right, and maybe I have a little different spin on something. Somebody, and maybe it relates to them because they had a different spin. They're like, yes, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, just maybe. Who knows?
So, dry break from Scudder, and it looking like a dry break and run out for Scott, and this could be very disastrous for John.
Yeah, it's going to make things really tough for John if Scott gets out here.
You notice how Scott Nelson, he's got his hand all the way back on the butt of his cue.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it doesn't, it's not like he's leaning way over the table. It's not like it has to be there, but that's just where that's a little bit unusual. I learned that you're supposed to have, a good portion of that butt kind of sticking out from their backhand, but it seems to work well for him. That's just something I noticed. Anyway, I never noticed that before. I like to notice those little things about players,
Well, he shoots pretty good, I'll tell you that. What do you think? You think he's going to get on 13 inside here? I think he's probably going to roll it. He's looking at it right now.
He does. Yeah.
I don't think I'd take that chance to try and get the 13 in the same pocket. You overrun something.
No,
I think you just take this,
I'm
right?
going 13 in the side.
Right.
Yeah.
And how did he hit it?
Did not.
Pretty.
No, he didn't get it there.
I think it works though.
He wanted to be right here.
Oh wait,
he wanted to be right here.
He is in a little trouble.
Yeah,
he might have to play last pocket here.
Yeah, this is no good. This is no good. He did not hit his position on that 13 ball, and that's
so John might be getting a break that he needs possibly here. Yeah. Well, let's see what Scott does here. Let's see. Is he a magician? Let's see. Take that 8 off the 2.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm thinking.
Off the 5 in the corner. I don't know.
Here's what I'm thinking. It's not good. You have no good options here. So
no,
all you have is bad options, right? So you have to pick what's the best bad option that I have, right? And so, in my opinion, the best bad option is to just roll the 8 ball into these 2 balls, try to send the cue ball down table.
And well, that 2's not going to stay there though. If you hit it that hard to do that,
but though. You're thinning. You're thinning.
Oh, he's going to kick it inside.
Okay.
Look at this.
Oh my God! Highlight reel
Wow.
shot. What a kick shot from
No
Scott Nelson, and he's got a big
way.
smile on his face. He can't believe it.
Wow.
He's looking. He's laughing. He's like, I don't believe I just made that shit. Oh man, what a shot!
Wow. I tell you what,
Unbelievable.
so as much pool as I've seen so far, that's the shot of the tournament. It might not be. We don't see every shot, but that one right there was a great shot.
You know, that's what I love about 8-ball, right? Because in 8-ball, you get all kinds of highlight reel shots like that because you have to, right? You're
Right.
forced into it. In rotation, you hardly ever get forced into it.
True.
If you have a tough shot on your last ball, you're typically just going to move it to a place on the table where they
Right.
can't get to. You know, they can't. They've got to bank it, or
Right.
you know, you're playing that little, you know, that game. But in 8-ball, there's no. You know, there's no real safety to play. You cannot play safety. You're forced to go for a crazy offensive
Yeah.
shot, and you get these 3-rail kicks, and you get these other shots. You only see that in 8-ball. You never see that in rotation, and that's kind of the fun thing that I like about 8-ball is it forces you to do those circus shots. You know, because it's nothing. You got nothing else.
Yeah, that's
it's like
right.
all you got.
That's right.
You know, when you get down and you've pocketed all your balls, and your opponent has 7 balls on the table, and either you didn't get your shape or they played a safe, and you've got to just go for something really weird. You know,
Right.
I mean,
If you have to do a 4-rail shot,
Oh
a weird kick with some
what in the
English
world?
like you did there.
What in the world are we seeing here?
Yes, that's kind of a
Have
weird.
you ever seen a break like this? Where
Not very,
all of the
not very
balls?
often. Not very often.
Look at this. They're
I think
all.
I think John would have preferred a wide open table, but that's not what he's going to get right now. But well, you know what? Let's see what kind of hurt John has right now, because I know he has. I know he has heart. I don't mean to question that, but let's see what he can do here.
Have you ever seen a rack like this after 8-ball? I don't think in all my years of playing 8-ball, I don't think I've ever seen a break where that many balls are clustered in that part of the table, like right by the side pocket.
It is totally crazy. That's for sure.
That is unbelievable. So, we're seeing some strange stuff happening here.
We are.
money, and so this